Hello and welcome to Total Nonstop Impact episode 184. Coming out to you live via the Total Nonstop Network YouTube channel and Twitch. And if you're listening to us via SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes. I'm reading sorry, I'm looking at the script upside down, but no, I'm not. As you can obviously tell, the Bison is away, so I am filling in for him. I am coming out to you from the void and very, very broken. I am the Joker, and joining us literally as soon as we've just come online now is our resident DJ. Thank God. How are you? I was absolutely bricking it going, so oh God, let's have
yeah, I'm good. I'm glad I'm here. I'm glad I made it in time. Yeah. I might try and connect to my mobile hotspot quickly. Let me see if we can try and do that. Let me see if we can switch it over.
Okay, just have a quick look at who's in the chat before we get started on everything else. So pretty interesting comment from Eric before we came on live. Coming up, he's asking, what would we think about this dream crossover? We had Trinity, Bianca, and Jade versus the Hex, and the Unholy Union. What would be? Would that be a great 20th anniversary? I have no idea who Bianca and Jade are, or that's. I've got a rough idea, but I can't say if I know them fully. But it's still any matches that can be thrown up cross promotion for the 20th anniversary for Impact would be fantastic. And hello to Courtney, and hello to Mia. How are you guys? And hello to Swafan. It's good to see everybody. Right, okay, let's just get on with the small talk there. So Craig, if you can still hear me, we're heading on to the news rumors and recap of the week. Joe Hendry's food fight featured.
I'm going to try and be here as soon as I can.
Okay. Joe Hendry's food fight featured Alex Webb. Unfortunately, I didn't have the subscription to watch this, and being so tangled up and get everything else sorted, I haven't actually looked on the internet to find out who he is. So all I can say is like Joe Hendry's guest was Alex Webb. But one thing I think
we'll just say, congratulations to Joe Hendry on another successful episode.
Oh, at the moment, Joe Hendry is trending across Twitter. People are going absolutely crazy over Jordynne Grace's appearance on NXT, and people are throwing out dream matches with Joe Hendry at the moment. It's incredible. If you guys jump onto Twitter and have a look at all the hashtag, and
who would yours be?
Oh God, but all the guys I can think of for Joe Hendry on NXT, I think. But I'd love to see Joe Hendry versus LA Knight, who was Eli Drake.
I think I'd say the same.
Yeah. That's
I think even it's just an exchange over the microphone.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we might have had that when he was in TNA, or we had at least them to have face off on the mic, but we never saw them in the ring, or it's not so much not that I can remember. Yeah. But it would be great just to see them, seeing as how hyped LA Knight is, and the Miz versus Joe Hendry would be a good one too.
See, I've never been a Miz fan. Never been a Miz fan. I think as mad as it sounds. But go on.
I've not been a huge fan of Miz, but that's mostly because I didn't like seeing how he was getting pushed over everybody else, and you can see he wasn't too happy about it being pushed over too many people too. But he was basically Chris Jericho 2.0. He was pushed over Matt Cardona, pushed over guys who were there for ages and who needed building up more, but it was just pushed over them. So
I think if I was to have a dream match with Joe Hendry, I think at the top of the list would be Shinsuke Nakamura. I think that would be wicked.
Yeah, that would be amazing.
But that would be more for a match purpose. Like
Yeah.
you say with the Miz, I reckon that'd be entertaining. But the thing is like I don't want to like oversell it or undersell it. Like I know we'll go on to Jordynne Grace in a bit, but I think putting her on NXT, I kind of find that as a bit of an insult. I think like she could walk straight onto Raw and she could wipe the floor with someone like Charlotte Flair or whoever it is who's hanging around with Mysterio and that, you know. But
yeah,
we'll get onto that, I'm sure.
yeah. Immersed. The Immersed documentaries made their return last week. Based we had a 20-minute documentary based around Mike Santana's return at Rebellion with his match against Steve Macklin, and opinions were their opinions on things, how things were going for them so far in 2024. We were given a really in-depth look at Santana's history, which he went over with Tom Hannafin too. But on this, we got really in depth of his inspiration to get into wrestling, where he grew up in New York, all the struggles he's had growing up as a kid, the tragic death of his dad in 2020, and he then went on to get into his mental well-being and everything, and how his daughter was his biggest influence onto his road of recovery. And I didn't have a dry eye throughout this entire thing, listening to what he had to say. And
oh, really?
No, it was really did hit me emotionally listening to what he had to say. And
because like hearing like someone like Santana, you know, a worthy mention as well to Jake Crist, these guys that we've like idolized on screen as wrestlers and stuff like that on this roster, the fact that they've both come out openly and said I'm sober, and they've been honest and they've given their reasons and stuff like that, that's an incentive to anyone out there who's trying to go sober. Do you know what I mean? Like you look at the shape of Jake Crist now, you look at Santana, like he's twice the size he was. You know, he's coming back as a singles wrestler, but he is like he's walking straight into it. And like I hope this feud with Macklin, I hope that goes on for a long time.
I sent a message out to Steve Macklin and to Santana when Macklin had posted about the documentary, thanking them both for letting us into such a personal insight. Because Macklin is now like what Josh Alexander is. He's the guy you go to if you want to make a statement that you're coming into the company. And Macklin's got a bit of mixed emotions on that too. But I when Santana left for AEW, I sent him an Ortiz thank you message. I got one back from Santana, and I've still got that saved on my Instagram profile.
Yeah, nice.
It just meant a lot for Macklin to repost my reply on Twitter. You know, just to show his show of appreciation too. It means a lot to know that even small things like that have an influence on such big stars' impact and their career.
It's just nice to be noticed as well. Do you know what I mean? Like, you know, we are fans, and like I can't imagine the amount of trolling and like bad news that they get. But when they notice something where we've been friendly or we've said something nice, you know, that's something that kind of, you know, it's rewarding when it's noticed. We don't expect, like, you know, you can't just message one and expect them to see it, but when they do see it and they acknowledge it, and it kind of like, you know, it gives you a nice aura. It's nice to, you know, kind of say thank you to them, isn't it?
Yeah, I wasn't expecting anything back from Santana, and I was just over them. I was just shocked. I don't even know what crossed my mind to actually just send this message out, because I don't usually message any superstars or anything. I don't want to. I don't want to be that guy that's like, you know, a pain in the ass or pestering or whatever. But so I think when LAX left, it just hit me a lot deeper than I thought. Well, that I can even put into words now. Really, it just
have you seen the comments? Sorry, have we just had Joe Hendry pop on?
Yeah. Oh god. I'm just having a quick look over the comments now. Well, I've also got the script up on one side of the screen. I can just about see everything else at the moment. So
every time you comment, I'm just going to put clap.
Yeah, Mr. Majestic, it's good to see you. Someone new. Terrence, everything's all good.
Trekopedia, you think that we're going to get bought by WWE? The thing is there's two ways that I look at this. would it be an advantage to WWE buying TNA, or would it just be better for TNA to just better for WWE, sorry, to let TNA just do their thing? Because if you look at it, we are a separate entity. We've got our own storylines and stuff like that. I won't lie, the amount of stars that we've had come from WWE and then they've gone back there. I've said it previous on the show to Jason and Joe that, like, you know, I think we've seen the best years of some of these wrestlers' careers in TNA. And then they'll go back. It's up to them what they do. Like, you know, they might sit on the shelf. They might have like a crap storyline. They might become like a background member of a faction. That's up to them. But I think that we see the best years of their career. So I think that I don't think WWE should buy TNA. I think they should let us almost hone their talent for them, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Almost have them on loan.
Yeah, I think that would probably be more of the business attitude from them too. If any you know, people were saying that the company that bought WWE basically might be involved in the whole thing with TNA too. But you know, even then, that's keeping the company separate. It's almost what AEW should be doing with Ring of Honor a bit more. Really, and what I thought they were going to do with Ring of Honor, but they quickly just sent their big stars from AEW over to Ring of Honor, and most of the belts went to guys like Chris Jericho, and which is a bit insulting.
It's really weird with what they've done with Ring of Honor, because like again with Ring of Honor, you look at how it disbanded or whatever, and then we had Honor No More. We kind of carried the storyline of Ring of Honor. Ring of Honor gets bought, and it's like we never existed.
Yeah,
so it's strange. I don't get it.
Hello to Elliot Quintala. Please let me know if I've pronounced that right. It's good to see you from Dallas.
Mia's in the house. How you doing, Mia?
Oh, is that really Joe Hendry, or is that an actual fake account? I'm not sure. That is.
I haven't clicked it.
I haven't. Yeah, let's show everybody. I have no. If this really is Joe Hendry, then oh my god.
We're gonna have to play the clip if it is.
Yeah, because we've said his name several times now. I think this. I'm trying not to skip past the soundbite as I'm strolling up, which I just have. Sake. Here we go. Yeah, we've said his name a few times. You know what happens when you say his name and he appears.
I believe in Joe Hendry.
Has to be done. I had a phone call off of my mate Jimmy today, and he just said he literally phoned me and just started singing Joe Hendry, and I was just like, "You're all right?" And he goes, "Yeah," because I really want him in WWE. I was like, "This is the thing, mate. It's like we have produced. Well, we haven't produced. He's produced himself. He's used TNA, and he is a star. But yet again, TNA has got one of the hottest, like, you know, people on a roster, and the WWE guys are watching. You know, so it's good to see it.
They're milking Joe Hendry. They've got so much matches booked for him. It's insane what they then. And I'm pleased to see it. I'm pleased to see that the fans are getting engaged, even if it's just chopping and checking. Mike Bailey's another one that I want to see a lot of, hopefully on WWE too, which is great.
The ball of speed.
Yeah. Mike Bailey is just incredible, and
he's insane. I tell you what, I've watched a few Mike Bailey matches outside of TNA.
Yeah,
he had a good match in Bloodsport, and he had an amazing match in GCW where he done like his is it a 720? I think where he does the barrel roll. He done it through a table.
He's done some insane stuff in GCW. It's incredible some of the stuff he's done.
He's absolutely mad.
Yeah. We'll go on to Jordynne Grace faced Stevie Turner this week. She did beat her, and post match we got a pretty nasty confrontation between her and Roxanne Perez, building up the hype for Battleground, which I didn't see a match, but I did catch the ending, and as I saw that WWE gave her quite a lot of exposure backstage too. They had a lot of clips of her meeting the roster, reuniting with Mission, and seeing some of the other champions on NXT, which was all really good to see. Jordynne Grace meeting everyone, just getting on with most people.
I don't know who the girl is who like took a shine to Jordynne's title. She
No.
kind of looked like Rosemary before full makeup. I don't know who that is.
That's Courtney Rush. Yeah, she looked like Courtney Rush.
Yeah, I looked and I thought, like, who's this Rosemary wannabe? But like at the same time, I'm being harsh because I don't watch WWE. I'm quite a fan of not being a fan. And you know, I know that probably upset a few people in the comments, and it's just not really my thing. I like TNA because I just feel more in love with it, you know. But NXT to me, like, I'm sorry, NXT is always going to be Sunday Heat to me. It's going to be WWE Heat. It's never going to be better than SmackDown or Raw. And I don't know. I just feel
it's a shame because some of the stuff that NXT does is better than SmackDown and Raw almost on a weekly basis, especially.
It's just rare to find me. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like because I don't watch it, I don't ever hear about it or see it, which is really rare. Except for this Jordynne Grace thing. It's like it's been hotter. I've seen more about Jordynne Grace and NXT and stuff like that than I've seen about Manchester City winning some Premier League title allegedly. Do you know what I mean? That should tell you a lot that there's a female wrestler across the pond who's more popular in Britain than one of their football teams in Manchester. Do you know what I mean? Mental.
So I'm gonna quick check through the chats to see what everyone's saying.
Melonhead, how you doing?
Yeah.
Oh, Keith Goldman. Oh, mate, I'm not going to read that out, but like, happy, you know, best wishes on that recovery, man.
Yeah, I hope. Oh God, I hope you're all right.
Yeah.
Best wishes on that. Yeah, Christ.
Smash this podcast. Good day. Good day to you too, sir.
Hello, Papa J Bone. Good to see you. And
I've got J Bone. I've got a confession here. Actually, I keep retweeting it. I've got J Bone mixed up with Yellowbone. There's a Twitter account called Yellowbone, and I've just been like, yeah, retweeting it. So whoever Yellowbone is, shout out to you. You got a shout out on the show, you know, but I don't actually know who you are. But you're well into TNA and you're doing a good job because it's one of the first people who pops up on my Twitter. So I go for it. I'm like, yep, cheers.
Quite a lot of his stuff, and a lot of his stuff is some of it I agree with, some of it I disagree with, but it's all great, you know. Non-biased insight into his opinions on TNA, and a lot of it is just, you know,
everyone's got their own individual opinions, isn't they? Like, you know, I've just pretty much slated NXT, and I'm not going to apologize about it because it's not something that I can dig. It's too bright, too many colors.
Yeah,
just turn the lights down a little bit. Do you know what I mean? We don't need to light up the crowd. Just put it all in the ring. Put the crowd in the ring. Stuff it. Have a battle royal.
Courtney, you mean you think they're going to go like have a match at NXT or against someone? Because that would be amazing if Josh Alexander or Hammerstone go to NXT and have a match. They could tear the house down. You know, that would be incredible.
Absolutely.
Even if like Rich Swann, who's been at WWE, if he went over there again, he would make a huge impact too. Really wake up some people. And Tasha Steelz is someone else I'm thinking of that could do the same.
Have you seen Tasha Steelz is doing that match against Mercedes Martinez?
Oh wow, is she?
If you look on Santana's Twitter, he's
it's about this Puerto Rican like South American wrestling promotion.
He's fighting Amazing Red. I'd love to see Amazing Red back.
Yeah,
honestly, I'd love to just come back just for a match. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
that'd be amazing.
Amazing Red Santana, that's going to be insane. And I did see Tasha Steelz is facing Mercedes Martinez, and that's going to be bloody good too. You know, it's great to see. So let's having another quick look for the chats before I move on. Everyone's just talking amongst themselves, really. So unless you see anything that can be highlighted, then I'll move on. And of course, the other big talking point that I could find this week is this week also marks the 20th anniversary of TNA IMPACT as a show. Wow, you know, you just remember only like I think it was like last year we were celebrating the 1000th episode of IMPACT, or the year before, and then the 20th year of TNA itself, a couple of years before then. Wow, all these milestones that are coming, and people said it wouldn't last more than a week after it goes onto television. on a weekly basis or whatever. They said, I think it's so good to see that even now, TNA have proven everybody wrong. They are literally hard to kill, and they are against all odds still standing head and shoulders above the rest. Full pun intended. And even though they're probably really, really poorly put together, but well, that's just me for you. I'm broken.
We've done all right so far, mate. To be fair, we've not said anything about tits. We've, we've kept the left tits in. We've not got them out yet. Not started a hashtag or anything like that.
It's been a bit wonderful.
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 Actually, I did see. Speaking of Matt Hardy's dropped in. I did see his on his YouTube channel. He's got his reaction to Jeff Hardy's contract expiring and what his thoughts were. We're talking about booking with NXT and with how NXT and that and Impact Wrestling are booking their guys. And one of the reasons Matt Hardy left was he was just not happy with the way talent like himself and Jeff and big names that what Tony Khan would bring in, just weren't being used to the hype that he was putting across, basically. And so he doesn't see Jeff Hardy staying on. He hasn't said where he thinks he'll go. No. But if you jump onto Matt Hardy's YouTube channel, you'll see a couple of clips from that interview, and it is worth just checking out. I watched it. Hopefully, maybe I hate that he might be coming to TNA because we might see. Well, we'll go on to Moose Matt Hardy later on in the show, but that would be a great time for Brother Nero to come back in.
Brother Nero, I knew you'd come.
It leaves the option open just seeing that, so we never know.
Yeah, that's very true.
Anyhow, we go on to Xplosion. The first match that was on was from the first ever TNA Impact main event, which was a 4-way X Division match between Chris Sabin, AJ Styles, Michael Shane, and Primetime. And I've never seen this match before, but my God, what an amazing match this was. Oh, wow. Absolutely incredible match. What a way to make a statement saying this is Impact Wrestling, or this is TNA Impact. They kick it off with those four guys, and they were just absolutely incredible.
Yeah, Chris Sabin. Yeah, I'm glad Chris Sabin became a heavyweight champion before. And obviously it's a shame he's gone. But if we heard anything about the machine guns yet?
Nothing really. I know they're free agents at the moment still more than anything else. There's rumors that they are going to be going to AEW, or they've made appearances at AEW, but nothing's coming to it.
Right.
I know. They are part of upcoming DLC for the upcoming game. I forget the name off the top of my head. It's an independent wrestling game that's coming out soon, trying to be like Mercy. They've already put the names down as guys to be added to the roster, which is amazing to see. UPW, I think it's called Ultra Pro Wrestling.
Okay.
Will be the name of the game. It's basically like what WWF No Mercy was on the N64. So
right.
A lot more of an arcade style wrestling game than what we're seeing from all the 2K stuff now, which is slow paced and trying to be too realistic.
Yeah.
So it's going to be good.
I've still got Just Bring It on the PS2.
Yeah, games like that. I played up to 2K 18 or 2K08 is the one I can remember most on the PS2.
Right.
Around about then. So that those are great series of games, and then it just got too realistic and you just lost interest. And then it all went well. By the time it got to the PS3, everything was online, and that just put me off of it completely too.
Yeah, sorry, Keith just said that his old lady asked, "How was her cooking?" And he said in Matt Hardy's voice, "Wonderful." I'm sure, you can tell us, if she did smack you on, or if she just quick scent on off the kitchen side or something like that.
Yeah, and Tony, I do agree. I don't think TKO is buying anything in buying TNA or buying any stock in TNA or has bought any stock. It's just rumors that are going around and thoughts from a few people. And but if they do, it's not something I object to as long as they keep it like TNA as a separate thing. So keep helping. She just called me a jackass. It looks like
Jordynne Grace's clip from last night's appearance on NXT is now on the TNA YouTube channel. Just in case if anyone missed it, smash this podcast.
It's all on their website too. So they're already pushing it out there really quickly, which is really good to see. It's just great cooperation and business conduct between WWE and TNA, which is fantastic to see. Let's see. Sami Callihan joined Gia Miller around the ring on Xplosion. This was a brilliant, good laugh. I skipped past it first just to watch the match, and then I actually saw it was Sami Callihan and Gia Miller. So I thought, let's just check it out and see what happened. And it was good from start to finish. Sammy sitting there with his socks on the table, trying to grab Gia Miller's shoes and walk off with them. So again, it's all casual interview set with whoever Gia Miller is. This just broke down completely. She just let Sammy.
I don't think they got any material whatsoever. It's just Sammy completely trolling her. I felt kind of bad. I felt kind of bad for Gia because Sammy doesn't like the bangs. He doesn't like the bangs, and I think they look great. I think she looks much better with them, But Sammy's got Sammy's opinion, and I'm not going to fight him to see who's right because he'll kick my ass. So, it's just it's a shame that that's the only around the ring with Gia Miller that we'll see from Sami Callihan because she said quite promptly at the end, "Never again." So, let's see what's Antonio saying. It's a partnership for however long.
Yeah.
It's whether a long or a short time. It's just a partnership. That's all it is.
Yeah.
It benefits both sides, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It does.
Yeah, but it's a win-win for everybody. So if that continues, then that's great.
Yeah. Barry makes a good point. Eric Young still wrestling as good as ever. Good turn of speed. It was a good match against Alan Angels. I am a kind of small fan of Alan Angels. I think that he's got a hell of a lot of potential.
Yeah.
But seeing him versus Eric Young is just, that was just a gold match to me.
Yeah. It just I didn't realize how short he is. Eric, I've met Eric Young. He's about the same height as me.
Yeah,
probably a little bit taller, but my God, I didn't know Alan Angel was that small. It was so weird seeing him having to look up at Eric Young. I was like, oh my God.
Eric Young he still went toe to toe with him.
He matched him move for move as best he could, and then he let his arrogance get too much of him, which cost him the match. But it was a good match. We got to see a really good showing from him, and it was just a good, nice way to end off Xplosion. A good 10-minute match with a pretty brutal power driver at the end. Okay, we jump on to last week's Impact Wrestling match 1. We started off with Ace Austin versus Chris Bay. Best friends and tag team partners hopefully have now settled their differences in a highly competitive match as Ace Austin and Chris Bay kick off the night. The two competitors locked up, with Bay gaining the upper hand by pushing Ace Austin into the corner. As they separated and engaged in a test of strength, Ace managed to snatch a headlock, only for Chris Bay to counter it with a shoulder tackle. Frustration begins to show on Ace Austin's face as Bay retaliated with a headlock of his own, but Ace quickly turned the tables with a back elbow and a stiff kick to Bay's spine, following a chop. Bay fought back with a chop of his own, but found himself being shoved up to the apron with a series of back and forth exchanges. Bay retained control with a drop kick, seizing the momentum. However, Ace Austin managed to regain his footing by executing a back body drop, followed by 2 suplexes and another headlock. Bay fought back with a series of elbows and a chin breaker, only to be sent crashing to the floor by a devastating super kick from Ace Austin. As Ace attempted the Slaw for Glory, Bay intercepted it with a clothesline. That was painful, launching into a kick combo. The battle continued as both competitors were exchanging blows, with Ace Austin ultimately gaining the upper hand and nearly scoring a victory. As Ace lined Bay up for the fold, Bay managed to turn the tables with a cutter, followed by an attempt at art of finesse. Bay executed a quick roll up and securing the victory and emerging victorious. After the match, there was a reluctant looking Ace Austin. Gabe eventually put his accepted Chris Bay's arm, which was extended for a handshake, hopefully putting things to bed. They hug it out. Ace Austin holds the ropes, they open for Chris Bay, and they head backstage. This was a fantastic match. I expected nothing less from both of them. They are both incredible athletes. I am hoping that this has now put the tension to bed, because I do not want to see the ABC break up in any way, shape, or form. And post-match, Bay and Ace Austin was saying how good this match was, how good they were, and saying that Chris Bay especially showing that we are still a team, promoting their new T-shirts, which was and it was a really good match, and hopefully it's the step for them to now refocus themselves.
I think it was overdue, for that tension. That did drag on for a little while, I felt, but we got a hell of a match out of it. But I'm totally with you. Hopefully that's all done and dusted now, and we move on, and they're back to kicking ass in the tag matches.
Yeah, I at some point I do see like a split that way for the Motor City Machine Guns, because Ace and Bay are main event, are world championship material. Ace Austin's almost been there. Chris Bay's almost been there.
Yeah.
Several times.
I was really surprised Ace Austin didn't get up. Would have been the new youngest champion.
Yeah, if he would have beaten Tessa Blanchard, the world would have gone, and we would have broken the internet.
Yeah,
because that was a hell of a match they put on.
Yeah.
And he's had matches, that 5-way with Eddie Edwards and Trey Miguel, and I think that's when Eric Young returned at Summerversary. That was incredible. So they both had several opportunities at the world title. It's only a matter of time. But then it's also only a matter of time before hopefully we see Santana and Steve Macklin back up at the top too.
Yeah, that's it.
Match 2, and this is I'm pretty sure the one that you had to bring back to a couple of tissues for. Steph Lander versus Xia Brookside.
No comment.
I don't know where that came from, so I do apologise to all of our listeners and to our viewers. If that was a bit over the top, I do apologise.
You don't apologise to me. He apologises to you guys. You don't apologise to me. It's me who got thrown under the bus.
And I apologise to you, obviously. I think it's because I've got the script in front of me, so I'm not looking at I can't see anyone's reaction apart from the chat. So as far as I can tell, most of the time I'm just talking to a computer screen, so it's really it's hard.
I'm trying to take care of the chat at the same time. It's just obviously with the Wi-Fi issues I have connecting to the mobile hotspot. It's trying to keep both things running at the same time. Yeah, so that's a me issue. I'll sort that out. But yeah, the chat's going good. They're all behaving. Mia's behaving this week, which is good.
That's okay. Anyhow, Steph Lander versus Xia Brookside. The two competitors lock up, with Lander quickly gaining the upper hand by turning Xia. So tossing Xia off of her. Sorry, after that comment earlier, I can't read that without laughing now.
Compose yourself. Come on.
Oh God. What have I done? I'm broken. Right, okay. Quickly gaining the upper hand by
No, we'll move on. Xia attempted a crossbody, but Lander caught her and executed a fall-away slam. There we go. We'll move away from the dodgy words.
Yeah. Lander continued her dominance by delivering a series of punishing blows to Xia, including a chop and a corner splash. Despite the onslaughts, Xia fought back with a back elbow and a kick to the stomach. She then managed to send Lander crashing to the corner with a well executed head scissors. Lander, feeling the pressure, retreated to the floor. and attempted to grab a chair from under the ring, where she was surprised to find PCO holding onto it. Zaya took advantage of the distraction, launched herself at Delanda, only to be caught by PCO and placed back into the ring. PCO inadvertently helped Zaya by pushing Delanda back into the ring, and Zaya capitalizing on the opportunity by rolling up to Delanda for a pin, securing the win. The match ending with Zaya Brookside emerging as the winner, laughing her head off at what came next as well. Her standing at ringside for what this added to this even more. Delanda is pissed. And scolding PCO for causing her a loss. But he silences her by placing his finger on her lips. Limps is very jealous there. And he then reaches into his pocket, trying not to think of anything dodgy to say there, and retrieves a piece of crumpled up paper, or tissues, with there's no left checks today, it's all tissues.
Left tissues.
With Steph's a crumpled piece of paper with Steph's name and a heart drawn on it. SCL takes the paper, feeling puzzled at first, but eventually breaks into a smile. Now, but before the interference of PCO and it all ending, this match was shaping up to be something really, really special, and we were obviously expecting Delanda to be the dominant one, but Zaya Brookside's faced some pretty big opponents in the like Jordynne Grace, and still managed to put on a hell of a show, and she did pretty well against Steph Delanda too. She managed to keep her moving, keep her distracted, and I was hoping that this would lead into a bit more of a rivalry, but it seems to just be progressing the Steph Delanda and PCO storyline more. But with Gisele Shaw coming back this week, I'm sure we'll see something happen with Zaya Brookside there too. Well, it's only a matter of time, and of course, there's probably unfinished business with Ash by Elegance, but I'm hoping we move on from that pretty soon, because it is wearing out as well. Come after that punch to the face, sent the message.
Well, Zaya Brookside, like, she's not been around for long, but boom, she's straight in there, and she's established herself on the roster, which, like, for some people who haven't seen her in the background and stuff like that, and they're kind of thinking, who is she? She's just turned up. Well, I say she's just turned up. She's turned up, and she's just definitely entered herself in there. She's a hard one to ignore. She's easy on the eye, and she's just a brilliant wrestler. Yeah, she's a brilliant wrestler, and like you say, she's gone against some bigger opponents and that, but she really went toe to toe with Steph Delanda. And oh, Eric, did you have to say that?
Eric wants a PCO and Steph Delanda wedding at Slammiversary.
So on that subject, I did on my Twitter, or X, as Jason would put it, on there, I put up a thing because in GCW, Mance Warner has become the champion, and like he's obviously seeing Steph Delanda and stuff, and I was just like, in MLW, this whole storyline that we're doing with PCO and Steph Delanda done with Mance Warner. Yeah. Okay. I said to Mance Warner, I was just like, you not seeing this? Are you not seeing that PCO is like, trying to get his zombie ass hands on your girl? Like, what's going on? PCO acknowledged it. He liked the tweet, and then he retweeted the tweet as if to say, like, I don't give a shit. Do you know what I mean? He's just like, bring it on. So the fact that he's acknowledged it and said that, I forget who just said the comment. Was it Antonio? No, Eric, sorry. With Eric's comment, I think, like, we could have a PCO and Steph Delanda wedding at Slammiversary. At the same time, we could have the arrival of Mance Warner coming to kick some ass. And like, I don't know if everyone's aware of Mance Warner, but he's everything. And I mean, like, he's got camera time, he's got the speech. Wicked wrestler, like, there's so many things. Like, so if you look in his history in that as well, like some stuff he done in CZW, GCW, everywhere he's gone, AAW, he's done some really brutal shit.
He's had some incredible matches against Matt Cardona and John Moxley.
Absolutely
incredible matches, and very much this Barry Monkey's comment now. Remember when PCO had matches against Jonah, Gallows, Steve Macklin, and Moose? What's happened to him? And again, we're wondering that. What the hell's happened to the monster? It's not the turning character I want to see. If I want to see a comedy aspect or anything, I wouldn't want to see it from PCO. I would rather see someone else, because it's just broken everything PCO has done. That's made him like an unstoppable killing machine. He had that whole thing with Eddie Edwards, which was incredible. The whole thing goes. But again, like mentioning Jonah and Gallows, those are incredible matches. You get smashed through the ring and then get up and as if nothing had happened. That was just incredible. Yeah, it's a shame. But I'm hoping there will be some big payoff. Either Seth Lander gets pissed off and takes him on in a match, and that would be interesting. Some sort of monsters ball. PC only said Moose. PCO thinking that's like a wedding, but instead it's just Seth Lander beating the shit out of him. but if Matt Swanner does get involved somehow, that would be interesting too. That would be a great.
I'd love it.
Yeah, because he's such.
He just looks like a TNA wrestler, and I say that as in like I'm talking like 2008, 2009. If we could take him back in time, that would have been hot. Like I could have seen him being like a tag partner of Jeff Jarrett or something like that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, he's just got that aura. He's got everything, and I think that by not signing Mance Warner, TNA's taking a backward step.
Yeah. I'm hoping we get Hammerstone versus PCO Stamlines or something like that. Because
Barry, Mance Warner's he's easy on the eye. Yeah, he's good. Barry's asked, is he very easy on the eye? Yeah. Give Mance a chance. There we go.
Yeah. We then got footage of Jordynne Grace arriving at NXT to announce that she's going to be facing Roxanne Perez at Battleground. Again, that was amazing. But the reaction from the fans there that night was incredible, and people are still buzzing about that 2 weeks later on. And the match he had last night was pretty good apparently too. I am going to catch up on that match when I can.
Yeah,
out of respect for both Jordynne Grace and for oh god,
Stevie,
I could remember. Yeah, I feel terrible for forgetting her name now. But
no, that's fine. Steve-O against Jordynne Grace versus Steve-O. We don't need to know her name. She's not a TNA.
Yeah, but so and it's stuff. I got it written down here. It's right in front of me. Stevie Turner.
Stevie Turner.
Yeah,
not Stevie Nicks.
No, I was not looking far enough down the script, even though it's right in front of me, like literally 2 lines down on the above where I'm reading.
Yeah, no worries. But I get what you're saying. Like I've seen the clips on X, of the match and stuff. I think that's as far as I'll go. Like, I'll like it and retweet it, but I've got no need to go seeking out the episode of NXT. I like the fact that, how do I put this? Like when your favorite football team has a player on loan, you'll look at their goals, you'll look at their skills, their crosses and assists and that. You look at highlights. You won't sit there and watch the 90 minutes to see if they come on as a substitute. Do you know what I'm saying? It's Bison and Limpstar won't be watching Battleground this Sunday.
Well, at the moment the Bison's in Turkey, so he won't be watching anything.
He's in a Battleground.
Yeah. Oh god, they're going to get the Turks suing us now.
Well, no. Sorry, what I mean is Jason's he's battling with the dentist to do his turkey teeth and to get some turkey tits and maybe a hair transplant. It's going to come back a whole new Bison. It's going to come back looking like Heath.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah, Heath with turkey teeth.
That's too far for me to scroll up. I don't want to waste everyone's time. With me scrolling and stalling too much as I'm.
We don't need to know, baby. We'll be fine. Heath's irrelevant.
Yeah.
That's one guy that I never really understood the signing of.
Oh, I thought he had a great run in TNA. He showed everyone what he could do and what he was, but I was hoping he would be booked a bit better. And
yeah,
but
he did have an injury, didn't he?
Yeah, that injury didn't help at all. That really basically changed all the plans they had for him. But he had a pretty good match against Moose, filling the slot when nobody else was available, basically. But he did a really good job standing up to Moose, making himself like the face of the company to sticking up for everyone while Moose was bullying and dominating the rest of the roster. So we got what I like to see from him. I'd like to see from Heath, which is we like to see him taken a bit more seriously more than anything else.
Yeah, I think but with this whole Jordynne Grace thing, one thing I don't think we can ignore is the power that Jordynne Grace has right now on NXT, on WWE, on the TNA fans and stuff like that, because she's putting them on our map. She's bringing them into our universe or our world, if you will. There's a lot of power there. And then some guy called Ethan Page, he's doing something. Apparently, it's not got the hype that Jordynne Grace has got.
Yeah,
and I think this is something that we need to look at in the sense of, if you look back a few years when TNA or Impact respectively put our heavyweight title and we put it on Tessa Blanchard, because we will push talent. We have a roster, we have talent. We don't look at gender as such. We just kind of say, you're a wrestler, now wrestle. And we've done that, so the fact that Jordynne Grace is going there and we're saying Jordynne Grace versus this girl, stuff it. I want to see Jordynne Grace versus Roman Reigns. I want to see Jordynne Grace versus The Rock. Do you know what I mean? The fact is we have a star. She's still young. She's got years ahead of her. She's in phenomenal shape. I think if NXT kind of just keep her as this little show pony, if they don't push it hard enough, then they're just going to lose the audience again. Do you know what I mean? I think we're having respect shown to her because, she's done the backstage bit and stuff like that. I get that, but we are a different world. We are a different entity, and they need to really just, show some respect to Jordynne. Still let her have her control.
Try and embrace it.
Yeah. She deserves that NXT Women's title. But then, is there a way that they can do an option C? Can she cash that in for the men's as well? Be a triple champion? Can she get on SmackDown and lay the smackers down on all their candy asses? Who knows? But I just think that it's an exciting time, but at the same time, I just hope it's booked correctly, because they're just gonna. It's WWE, and time again they missed the boat. Not being funny, I'm gonna bring it up. Look at what I done to poor Killer Cross. What the fuck was that mask about? Do you know what I mean? They had an opportunity for a great talent and stuff like that, but it just I don't get where they're going with it. JM914, thanks for stopping by.
And this is why this channel is. This channel.
Don't acknowledge it, mate. End of the day, if we're making you happy, if we're making it joke, just come along. Later on, we'll give you a little squeeze, a little tickle.
Or a fist across the face.
There's no confusion with NXT and AEW, mate. I was really happy about Kenny Omega being our champion for a little bit. It was just a bit, a bit choice how he took the title back and then waved it around like it was some kind of just little bit of string or whatever. When he was in AEW, he didn't show us any respect or anything like that. Do you know what I mean? It was just a bit shady, So I think NXT, man, I'm not gonna put it on a pedestal they need it to. It's their third-rate show. SmackDown, Raw, whatever order you want to see them, and then NXT. Long may it continue for Jordynne Grace, as long as she's shown the respect that she rightfully deserves.
Yeah. Okay, let's have a look. Back we can go. We're going to continue with the backstage events. We have Lorena Cage addressing all the TNA faithful with this, saying how happy he is to be champion. yada yada yada. When he's suddenly interrupted by AJ Francis and Rich Swann, but then he's told that he'll be facing AJ Francis this week for his digital media championship, because Laredo Kid has said every time he's in a match he will defend that belt. So, but while not fully embracing that the hype about it and all the idea about it, you say Laredo Kid questions it, and Rich Swann and AJ Francis give him a solid response. If you really don't think we're serious about having this match, you're last. You're not first class. Boom, straight in the face on the floor. And then the match has been officially booked. My God, It was a pretty brutal assault, and that nasty side of Rich Swann that we've been longing for finally coming through.
Yeah, this is it. Like good old AJ Francis.
Yeah,
I think this might be the start of their run, because I think that they've been loitering for a while, and they deserve a bit more camera time and a bit more of a rush.
You are banned from diving.
Yeah, we'll leave the dive into Rich Swann, eh?
You are banned from diving.
Good old AJ Tracy. Francis.
It's always got to come in twos. But yeah. I'm joking aside. This is building up to be a really good match, really interesting match. Now AJ Francis has already shown us that he's more than he's not a joke. You know, he's got one of the most impressive chokeslams I've seen for a very long time.
It's one of the best. Honestly, that one that he done, was it Hard to Kill on Joe Hendry?
Yeah.
I could still go back and watch it now.
That's WCW giant, or the Big Show. If you want to go back to his early, when he was in WWE.
I think SWAC fans made a request for one more time on that song.
one more? Yeah, sure.
Yeah, one more.
You are banned from diving.
Brilliant.
Yep.
Love it. I'm just gonna say Joe Hendry for the hell of it as well.
I got to scroll all the way back up. I'll be wasting about 5 or 6 minutes in between then.
Worth it.
As after the attack backstage for and the matches, the blueprints for the Laredo Kid match, we then got cut to Con seeking out Santina Marella, who as he then bumps into Jake Something and Dina, pissing off Jake Something. It then leads into a standoff between Something and Con eventually, and they've agreed to settle this in the ring. Con almost warning Something to stop listening to Dina before heading off. I think Con's just bitter that he didn't get anywhere with Dina. He didn't listen to him.
Yeah, like it was weird, wasn't it? Because that whole thing when they became a trio, it was always Dina and Young at the forefront. Con was kind of this stooge behind, and then even when Con's kind of been given his moment. I don't even want to talk about that mixed gender match where it was him and PCO. It's but now he hopefully Con gets carried by Jake Something and Dina, and it makes him look good in this match in whatever way he does it. Because of course he wants to be the baddest man in TNA. He's just the worst person on the roster, but he wants to do it. Yeah, I totally agree, Barry. Con should sort off somewhere else. NXT don't want him for a bit, do they? So I think we could have quite a good match between Con and Something. Just an early prediction. I reckon Dina cocks something up, and Con gets the win, something like that. It's kind of it's a little bit predictable. It's a bit of a cheesy storyline, this one. But I reckon Con's going to get the win just because Con doesn't usually get any. And I think on any given day though, Jake something's going to win that match.
Yeah,
he would win that match, but I reckon for storyline purpose, and with Jake Dina doing this thing for the people, playing up to the crowd and stuff like that, making it into a bit of a panto. You've got your panto, you've got your BFG, and you've got your legitimate wrestler. So you've got three different people in that ring. So it'll be interesting, but yeah, I'm going back to Barry's comment. I think he should sort off somewhere else, Con.
Yeah, the other thing I could see is Con could be slowly pushing Jake something onto his side. Like you said, Dina might end up costing the match by doing something because the people want to do it, and he does things for the people. But it might cost something in the match, and then eventually we see something in Con possibly forming an alliance. I wouldn't say a solid tag team, because I still think Jake something is going to remain as a singles competitor for going forward.
Yeah,
but it just pushes Dina away from him a bit more. So it's in a way to write Dina off. But I'm looking forward to this match. I'm hoping that Con can put on a good performance, because he's not shown the best at the moment, but he is a good wrestler. If you can find his matches outside WWE. And Jake something is just an absolute beast. So we know Jake something is going to make this a good match, regardless.
Yeah.
And we then go on to match 3, Sami Callihan versus the Octopus Jonathan Gresham. The match kicks off with a confident Sami Callihan striding around Gresham, giving him the thumbs up, the thumbs down, taunting him when Gresham attempts to bite Callihan, but the two engage in a tense circling of the ring. Gresham persistently tries to bite Sami, who retaliates by biting the top of Gresham's head and then throwing him to the floor. As they continue their brawl outside, Sami licks his hand before delivering a brutal chop to Gresham. And then the intensity escalated as Gresham attacks Sami from behind, clawing at his eyes. The two traded blows, with Gresham unleashing stomps on Sami and trapping him in the ring apron to stomp his head. Sami timber tables with a side suplex on the apron and then slammed Gresham headfirst into the post. Gresham stunned Sami with a water bottle, prompting a chop. Gresham resorted to eye gouging and finger stomping to the upper hand, delivering a forearm blast to Sami Callihan. Sami fought back, executing a power driver on the apron. Anyone I see take a power driver on the apron, that makes me cream. Yeah. Like when I started watching TNA 2015ish, it was Eric Young versus Jeff Hardy, and Eric Young was full world class maniac trying to destroy Jeff Hardy and end his career. And Eric Young scared me back then because he was that good. He's still that good, but he played that heel character so well. So anytime you see him anyone do a power driver on the rope, the apron, it reminds me of Eric Young doing back to Jeff Hardy, and just thinking, oh god, he's actually gonna hurt him. He's gonna kill him.
Yeah. Well, as Taz used to say, that's the hardest part of the ring.
Yeah,
it's Taz. every single week he'd be on that like a tramp on chips. It's the hardest part of the apron. I sound nothing like Taz. I know this. I'm just putting on a weird voice.
That's okay. The two engage in a fierce exchange of chops and punches, with Callihan goading Gresham on. Despite Sami's attempt to win with a Death Valley driver, Gresham managed to bridge out and counter with an enziguri. Gresham then attempted to spit ink into his hand, but Sami blocked it. However, Gresham resorted to a low blow to secure the victory. This match was good. It was very, very, very unorthodox, as you would expect from Sami. So it didn't, and Gresham played into it perfectly. Rather than Gresham trying to deliberately dictate the pace fully, he played Sami at his own game basically throughout the entire match and fought dirty. And Tom Hannafin was also mentioning how Gresham was always going on about how he wants to keep things clean, and this just seems to be just completely not like him. Again, it's all Gresham's character change coming into play a lot more. But I
don't think that anyone is going to be able to push Gresham and his character as much as Sammy. Like, you know, if you look at the history of Sammy, like, Jesus Christ, Sammy even managed to push like Rob Van Dam's girlfriend. Do you know what I mean? He can work and sell anyone. And like, I know it wasn't the fastest paced of matches, but some of the spots in it, some of the moves and stuff, it was just, I'm so glad Sammy's back, quite clearly. Like, it's on the bloody t-shirt, you know, but I'm like, you know, I'm a big Sammy fan, but like, you know, I think that TNA needs Sammy as much as Sammy needs TNA. Like, he'd say he doesn't because he's got Wrestling Revolver and stuff, but I'm so happy he's back. And like, you know, this was a great match for the progression of the story. Mia made a good point saying he thinks that Callahan getting ink on his hands won't affect him like it did with Kushida. Well, I'm not so sure, you know, because like, you look at how it affected that ref, how it affected Santino. I said, I don't think I said it on the show. I think I said it in private to Joe and Jason last week. I said about Kushida. What about if Kushida comes back with a mask? Maybe like a homage to the Great Muta, something like that. You know, maybe we could have more Octopussy. Like, who knows? You know, or like, you know, look at Callahan. He can lead a stable. He can be in a stable. What about bringing Santino and Sammy on board with this like poisoned ink group or whatever? I'm talking absolute cod shit. Do you know what I mean? It might never happen. All I'm saying is that there's a storyline behind this whole.
I could definitely see Kushida. Like I said to you last week when we spoke about it, I could see Kushida definitely coming back because it then gives him a new direction going. Because at the moment, he's just a cast off from the Time Machine, and a really good X Division competitor. But if you can get him to come back. At the moment, he's in Japan doing some stuff in Japan. But if when he comes back to TNA, come back with a mask and in a homage to the Great Muta, him and Gresham tearing through Impact Wrestling would be incredible. And even if Sammy doesn't get infected fully and turn into something like Gresham, Sammy could still use that against everybody, against Gresham and Kushida, and he could build up a militia. Because Sammy's not going to form an alliance of friends, and that he's going to get a militia, people who want to. Or maybe Santino can get some people together to try and side with Sammy. But so Sammy is the best, one of the best guys for developing characters. He helped bring the best out of Eddie Edwards when Eddie started to go solo and recover from that injury. And he brought the best out of Tessa Blanchard when she was on her own, really. Ty Blackwood did a good job, Jenna Price did a good job, but Sammy brought the best out of Tessa Blanchard. 100%. And Sammy started to bring out the best out of Rich Swann too.
And the Lucha Brothers.
And the Lucha Brothers,
Hair on mask and stuff like that. It's insane the levels that Sammy will go to help sell someone else. He's absolutely brilliant.
plenty of pussy talk last week, plenty of pussy talk last week.
Total non-stop pussy.
I'm Brian Monkey's asking about Kevin Knight. I think he's back in Japan too. I didn't know.
That's a shame because like when we turned back to TNA, he had a hell of a run.
Like
4 or 5 matches and then boom, vanished.
He just disappeared. I think he's back in Japan, but I would love to. He's someone I do hope we see again soon, because like you just said, he left a hell of an impact, full pun intended, on TNA, and he's someone I'm more than happy to welcome back, because he's just incredible. Okay, moving on, we then got the Gisele Shaw with Gail Kim. Gail Kim sits down with Gisele Shaw for an exclusive interview. During the conversation, Gail inquires about Gisele's journey in the wrestling world. Gisele opens up about her loss to Jordynne Grace and expresses that she needed some time away from TNA. She admits that to feeling that she's basically starting again, all over again, and she feels lost by it. And she just doesn't feel comfortable. But Gail Kim just reassures her that sometimes you have to start from scratch. You know, Gail Kim's done it herself. She's gone through characters, lost to being that character and come through. She even left WWE, came to TNA and became her own character and became her own person, started her own journey again from there. And look where she is now. So Gisele Shaw is taking that inspiration on. and coming into a match this week or this set of tapings anyway. I think to cast aside the quintessential diva and be something new. So it's really built up the hype of Gisele Shaw's return a lot more. Obviously, it was a really good, really well produced video package, as you would expect from TNA, nothing less. But I enjoyed it. It's just great to see Gisele Shaw coming back. It's good to know when she's finally coming back. Gail Kim's just done a great job pushing talent and promoting talent too, just letting them be themselves as she does. So kudos to everybody in this segment. It was brilliant. Yeah, and we all love Gail Kim. Exactly, Courtney. We then we then go backstage and we have Gia Miller. She approaches Eddie Edwards to inquire about his upcoming match with Joe Hendry. Eddie confidently assures about everything will be going smoothly, and the only thing that the system really I need to be focusing on or worrying about is Matt Hardy and the Nemeth brothers, as long as they don't get in the way. But Moose walks away telling him and the rest of the system that not to worry because Matt Hardy is his business and just don't get involved. He then leaves to hunt down Matt Hardy. Myers again reassuring Eddie Edwards to just leave him, let him do it. It's Moose's business. We've got our own things to deal with. As the system walk away, Myers teases Gia, saying she should dye her hair like the Nemeth brothers. One of the best taunts, best insults I've ever heard from Brian Myers. Insulting Gia Miller. She's then surprised by Kazarian jumping out of nowhere. What's my name? Same one. Who am I, Gia? And then
kind of reminds me of Joe Hendry a little bit.
And then putting Gia in his place when she fails to call him by the right title, she is then forced to dub him as the king of TNA, and Kazarian then walks away to say, "Don't you forget that." Play enough of
with
what happened.
Shittest sunglasses I've ever seen.
Yeah,
they look like he got them out of Christmas cracker or something. They are terrible. Do you know what I mean? I've got to be honest as well. I'm sorry to our American viewers. I know that Christmas cracker might mean something completely different where you are, but it's just it's this little like double-ended gift thing that you pull apart, and there's a gift inside, and they're usually cheap and tacky, just like Kazarian sunglasses. But yeah, I just I'm not a fan of it made me cringe, that bit that he done with Gia, because he was rude to Josh Alexander's wife.
Yeah, he's rude to Jay Chung, which
that's it. It was rude to her, and now he's been rude to Gia. So I'm kind of like, when is Josh gonna kick his ass for the way he spoke to his wife? When's Ace Austin gonna kick like his ass because of the way that he spoke to Gia? I think he needs to be leveled, but it's who's going to do the leveling on Kaz. But then again, go on.
Yeah, Josh will be the one to eventually put him in his place.
Yeah,
but yeah, I thought I like the way it's building. I like the way it's building. Just Kazarian's now getting more and more egotistical, and it's just going to push everybody overboard. At the moment, it's just Josh's injury isn't helping, so they're playing off of it a bit more by having him insulting as much people as possible, because Josh Alexander is still like the standard of TNA and one of the faces of the company, so he's going to be the one to stick up, because Ace Austin and Gia Miller's personal life is kept on the side in TNA.
Yeah.
Although Ace Austin versus Kazarian would be a good match, I must admit.
Oh man, that would be, well, to be fair, I think that match would have to happen as a title match, because one of them has to have the title for that, because that as a, like, you know, a match without something on the line would be wasted, I feel.
Yeah. And hello to Jess Entertainment. Hello, good to see you. And just having a quick look through all the comments quickly, because I've not spoken to everybody or interacted. So Yeah, Paul Mathewson there. I could see Gisele Shaw and Jordynne Grace eventually going head to head for the title at Slammiversary. I know Jordynne Grace's match at against All Odds is an open challenge. That was announced this week too, which I forgot to mention in the news and rumours. That was announced this week, that Jordynne Grace's match at this round is an open challenge. So this could be where we see Natalya versus Jordynne Grace, because she's the one that or someone from NXT come over to face Jordynne Grace for her championship. It's an interesting situation. But still, who do you guys think will be the one to answer the call for Jordynne Grace's title? Yeah.
It's a weird one, isn't it? It's a completely different world, like we said earlier, and I just hope that it goes to someone with just as much star power as Jordynne. And I won't lie, I watched the Women's Royal Rumble, and once Trinity, or whatever she's called now, once Trinity and Jordynne had their bit, the match was stale, and everyone was doing suplexes, full Nelsons, same 6 or 7 moves until the end, and then it kind of peaked early. So it's like, how do I put this nice? I can't put it nicely. It's like NXT must be stale at the moment for them to have Jordynne go there. Do you know what I mean? So they need influx of energy. They need more eyes on it, and they are getting eyes on it. You're welcome, because TNA's talent is in there. People are saying NXT-TNA. Well, yeah, it's a jumble of words, but it's a working relationship, and I'm pretty sure it'll disband.
Yeah, it's interesting. I'm looking for it. Just adds more hype to No Surrender 2 now. We know there's an open door, so anything could happen, which is just great to know. We then go on to match 4, which was Steve Maclin colliding with Santana once again.
Oh.
The match kicked off with a forceful shove from Santana, setting the tone for an intense showdown. As they locked up, Maclin swiftly gained the upper hand with a well-timed kick and a back elbow. The two competitors traded shoulder tackles and chops, showcasing the physicality. Santana gained momentum with a spectacular Hurricane Runner that sent Maclin crashing to the floor. His attempted dive was stopped as Maclin evaded. Taking advantage of Santana's vulnerability, Maclin slammed him face first into the apron and delivered an elbow drop. Frustration fueled Maclin as he unleashed a punishing chop, followed by a knee drop into Santana's back, along with a devastating backbreaker. However, Santana rallied the crowd's support and countered with a rolling buck 50, sending Maclin reeling into the corner. Seizing the opportunity, Santana delivered a powerful kick to Maclin's head, scoops him up and slammed him face first. With the crowd roaring, Santana attempted his signature move, the STB, but Maclin managed to block and deliver a crushing blow. But tension escalated as Maclin executed, caught in the crosshairs, and unleashed mayhem to all. Santana miraculously kicked out. That was a pretty incredible move from Steve Maclin. I thought it was over after then. For a brief while, I didn't expect the events to follow what she did. So Santana miraculously kicked out. Maclin positioned Santana for a superplex, only for it to be thwarted by Santana. And the massive splash that followed. Maclin refused to stay down. Santana charged at Maclin, only to be sent crashing onto the floor, but he retaliated with a super kick and a dive. As the action intensified, Santana attempted to send Maclin back into the ring, only for Maclin to counter with a dive of his own. This was incredible. Maclin just sort of came out of nowhere. The camera didn't even have time to adjust.
Yeah.
And as soon as Santana threw Maclin in, Maclin had just gone and flown back out before the camera was even upright properly. that caught me off guard. I was like, fucking hell.
Yeah.
Just as the match seemed to be reaching its peak, chaos erupted as the Rascals stormed into the ring, attacking both Santana and Maclin, resulting in the match being thrown out. Oh, those dirty rascals! And any other thoughts on this match?
Oh man, I've got to be honest. Like, as mad as it sounds, I know it goes totally against the storyline, but can you imagine what a tag team Santana and Macklin would be?
Oh yeah,
on the same side.
Oh yeah, if they wanted to work together and go for the tag division, they would destroy it. I can see them.
Do you think that they'll team up against the Rascals?
I think Santino Morella is going to force them to team up against the Rascals. They're not. If you've watched the documentary, Santana is not in TNA for anybody else. He's there to push himself. So
Right.
he will do what he's told with and grit his teeth and do it. But he's not willing to jump back into the tag division. He's there to be the top dog. And I said to him and to Macklin, it's only a matter of time for both of them are back at top of the TNA ladder and going for gold.
Yeah.
So
I've got to be honest, like, just I can't wait for Santino to be like Mike Santana and Steve McLean. Just we're going to make a tag match.
Yeah,
you son of a gun. It'd just be it would be good. But I'm interested to see how this goes because like I've said, since this whole regeneration of it being TNA from the outset, some of the matches, as soon as it starts, like welcome TNA, boom, pay-per-view quality match. And then this, like, the whole thing with Callahan and Gresham, I thought that was pay-per-view quality. This match, like, I'd say they were on par, the Sammy match and this match. But to me, if I had to choose Santana and Gresham, Santana, that's a different match. Santana and Macklin would be the match of the night. And I was pretty pissed off that the Rascals ruined it. But then it just means it's going to go on a bit. Yeah,
it would have been better if it had ended and then they come out. But then it wouldn't make sense from a story perspective.
No,
and it also keeps the unfinished business between Macklin and Santana going too, which is pissing both of them off and why they're so fired up against each other to begin with. So it's a double-edged sword, and both sides are pretty damn nasty. We then got a backstage segment from Spitfire after Jody Fret's loss to Tasha Steelz, Danny Luna, and Lars Fredrickson trying to talk Jody Fret around to learn from what mistakes she's made after she got a bit overzealous in a match against Tasha Steelz. Danny Luna is then told that she'll be facing Tasha Steelz next, so she needs to take on board what's happened and also learn from it. There was a bit of tension between Spitfire there, but I'm pretty sure it's not anything too serious. It's just, I fucked up and I can't believe I fucked up. And then there's obviously that it's not going to be like an Ace and Bay repeat or a breakup of the Knockouts tag team. It's just early days, still testing the water as a team. Still, they were lucky to become champions when they did. It was just but they're still a budding team, so it's still the cogs in the works to work out. Paul Matthews
can see one of tag match of either Macklin or Santana causing their team to lose, carrying on the feud. It's a good point, Paul.
That's the other thing is with Macklin and Santana. They're going to be so in their face if they're teamed together, and we've seen when Macklin's been in tag matches before with Frankie Kazarian, he just blew his top and walked off and left him. and so we could see something similar, although Santana won't walk away. He'll buckshot 50 Macklin and then go for the Rascals and then walk off. But it's still it's a great way to just progress the story with just an interaction like that. Just something like that. It's just a great way to carry forward. We then go on to what must be, for me, match of the night: Leon Slater versus Mustafa Ali. And holy shit, what a banger!
How did I forget? How did I forget that match? Oh man, Leon Slater, my God, so young. From England, he's from Birmingham. If you're wondering where that accent's from,
Bradford.
Bradford. I did get that wrong. It begins with a B.
Yeah.
They're two towns very close together. If you're in America, to us, it's quite a bit further. But sorry, it's from Bradford, and like, what a guy! What a guy for someone like Mustafa Ali, who he's been here, there, and everywhere. For him to go toe to toe with someone like Mustafa, it was insane. It was so insane. Such a good match.
Yeah, Ali did an amazing job as well. And but Leon Slater, my God, he's just. I don't really need to go down through the notes of the match really. Not really. But we'll touch on that dive at the start of the match. Off from the personal security over to Mustafa Ali. That was just insane. I've seen him live in Wrestle Carnival in July 2022, I think it was, or 2021. Okay. And he did this one time 450, but just we saw him do a dive like that in a very, very confined space. It's just incredible some of the stuff he can do, and I've seen him launch himself from one end of the ring to the other, literally without building up a huge amount of speed. He can just go out of nowhere. It's like he's got a jetpack in him somewhere, and or an on-and-off switch that just sends him from super to drive to overdrive. It's just incredible. It's just to watch him go. Yeah, not but saying it. Leon Slater, a prodigy. Definitely, he's definitely a prodigy. He's one of the features of the X division, one of the features of professional wrestling.
He's insane. I can't back him enough. He's. We saw him live in Coventry when iMPACT on their show there, and he's just so fluid. It's like he's thinking 6 steps ahead. He knows where he's got to be, what he's got to do, and stuff like that. But again, you've got to give the flowers to Mustafa Ali, because I didn't think that Mustafa was sticking around. I thought he was only signed to 6 matches. I don't remember where I read that, and I probably can't find it no more. But he's really, really helped TNA.
Yeah, he's pushing it too.
Yeah, I shared in our private chat. I shared an interview that he done on. I want to say it was NXT or something with. I was going to call him K Quick. What's he called? R-Truth.
R-Truth.
And R-Truth, and it was when Mustafa Ali was the leader of some faction, whose name I forget quite conveniently, and he absolutely slated people like Hogan, people like Flair. It was I think it was the 30th edition of Raw or something like that. And he was just like, why are we giving these people TV time and stuff like that when you should be talking about me, the future and stuff? It was a real scathing thing that he said.
Yeah.
And R-Truth butt in and was just kind of like, dude, you need to show respect. And he was like, no, he went on. I was just like, who is this asshole? Do you know what I mean? Like, what is he doing? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then it goes off into the story, and I was just like, oh my God, I've when you watch like a vignette or something, and you kind of feel a bit fooled. Yeah. I was just like, this Mustafa Ali guy is the real deal. This Mustafa Ali guy has got it. Do you know what I mean? And he's coming to TNA, and you cannot ignore him. You cannot ignore him when he's in the ring, when he's on stage, when he's doing his vignettes, stuff like that. He's absolutely brilliant. And I think that TNA, we need to be really proud that he has that title, because
definitely,
he made it to the front page of Wrestling Observer as well, didn't he? And rightly so. He's
got this huge showdown in his hometown against Trent Seven as well. That's going to be a huge match, right. possibly even match of the year contender. I can see that they're getting a lot of attention from across the world. That is going to be a huge blockbuster.
Yeah,
and,
Trent the Seventh.
and we got some champagne singing the on-stages matches as well. But the match, it still ended cleanly though. We got a surprising turn of events, and from everybody, Ali managed to counter Slater's last attempt at a German suplex, and then but while both competitors attempted their signature moves, it was Ali who eventually secured the victory with the 450 splash and take it after Leon Slater bashes it off the post. So, you know, while there was interference, obviously, as you would expect from outside, most of the match, Mustafa Ali really played this cleanly.
Yeah.
Yes, it is campaign sing, not champagne sing. I do apologize, Mia, but he's only literally just come back. So
thanks, Mia. Thanks, Mia, for being hot off the press. You're so current with the times. It's amazing.
Yeah. No. I did write down on my notes that it's campaign sing too, and I'm on the script, so that.
What do you think of that though? Because like you know, you and Jason know full well. I'm kind of like, you know, how do we change the name of Shearer? You know, like where's Shearer? Where's he coming to the mix? Because you can't have Singh without Shearer.
Yeah, I know. I think Shearer's at OBW at the moment, or doing something.
Well, open the door. If we're opening the door to NXT, get Shearer back. You know, get him in there. Put Shearer on NXT.
I would like to see Shearer back, because I'm pretty impressed with his in-ring work too. You know, and
like, don't get me wrong. We had like how many explosions? Like 4 in a row where he went in and just took the L for 4 other guys. You know, but I just think like with campaign Singh, yet again he's regenerating himself. Is he going to be a prominent character?
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, no, but so, you know, because, you know, people could question, you know, is Leon Slater a generational talent, or is he a prodigy? He is a prodigy, because generational talent is used quite often right now. Yeah, but, you know, Leon Slater, when I saw him, he reminded me of when I first saw Ace Austin. He was someone you could tell was like 6 or so, like you said, 6 moves ahead of everybody else, and just conducting himself like a true pro. You wouldn't think he's so early into his career, you know. And Ace Austin arrived, watching him some of his early matches in TNA or Impact at the time, you know, he was just incredible. It's just faultless throughout his entire match. And Leon Slater is the same. He's just faultless. It's very, very hard to find anything negative to say about anything he's done. It's just been amazing. And we then go
backstage.
Backstage we're seeing Moose going around looking for Matt Hardy, shouting his name, almost doing his Colin PCO impression. Matt, where are you, Matt? I'm looking for you. Have you seen Matt? Threatening anyone who comes across him. You've seen Matt, you tell him. You better not be hiding him from me. That's not.
Have you seen what Matt Hardy's called Moose on Twitter?
Oh,
ass of the hole. Moose is the ass of the hole.
I thought I didn't see that name last time. He called him something else when he was said, "I'll face Moose against all odds." I can't remember what he called him then. I thought it was the Mammoth Moose. I'll face the Mammoth Moose. But anyway, we've got Moose going around backstage looking for Matt Hardy, and then a rundown of what was coming up for the 20th anniversary show this week. And then we go on to our main event. With Eddie Edwards and Brian Myers down the ring with Alexa Edwards, and then Joe Hendry confidently takes hold of the microphone, pokes fun at Eddie Edwards' hair, pokes fun at the system, just being the system, and gets the crowd shouting because everyone erupts with the chant saying, "We believe."
We all believe.
Yeah, because we all believe in Joe Hendry. In fact, you know, you just have to say his name. And
Joe Hendry.
Skip past it.
Joe Hendry.
I've ruined the moment again, guys. I will. Where we go?
Hendry.
Say his name, and he
appears.
I believe in Joe Hendry.
We got there eventually.
Yay!
Yeah. I'm not going to go on through excuses. It's just too many. Anyhow, the match gets underway. The match kicks off with Joe Hendry energizing the Impact Zone, delivering a massive shoulder tackle that sent Eddie Edwards flying Henry followed that up with a stalling suplex. Anytime he does that stalling suplex is just incredible. The amount of time, it just shows that this guy is more than just, someone who looks big and is a joke. He is the full package.
He's twice the size of what he was when he first turned up. I thought he was a dick the first time round. I was just like, who is this just idiot? Do you know what I mean? Because I didn't really buy into it. And then I watched some of the ICW stuff.
Yeah.
Because there's loads of songs. If you go on YouTube, just type in Joe Hendry songs and look at like some of the stuff he's done about other people.
Yeah.
He's a genius. He really is. And and then this time with him coming back, I was just like, oh, he's bleached his hair. What's he going to do? And now, just like, he's completely just redesigned himself. And he's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Dive Monkey's just saying he was hoping that Eddie Edwards for a song about how Eddie Edwards only has a job by riding his wife's coattails.
Oh my God, Barry, you would love. I don't know if you were on the show. I'm not going to go into it now, but I've got this this conspiracy about Alicia Edwards and Eddie Edwards, and it's to do with Sammy Callahan. Yep, that guy, Sammy Callahan, and his bat. But that's. I might dig it up again another time, but this is not the time. Sorry, Joe. Continue.
Just quickly check the chats, the comments, stuff. That comment's going to start something. Yeah, Joe Hendry's been not much to say. Joe Hendry, he's beaten a former world champion. He beat Moose last year. He's had some really, really impressive matches and really, really just excelled himself since he's come back. But again, he chose to come back to TNA with his reinvented character. Part of that was thanks to Eric Young. Eric Young gave him a huge influence on what to do to change his character and everything. He saw what worked and what wasn't working. Just said to him, stick with what's working. And Josh Alexander gave him a bit of endorsement too. And both of them getting him back was just amazing. Anyhow, Eddie Edwards retaliated with a side suplex and began to dominate the match. As I forgot to mention that Nick and Ryan were at ringside too, because they tried to break up the tension that was building between the system and Hendry. So anyhow, Eddie Edwards retaliated with a side suplex and began to dominate the match. As Nick Nemeth taunted from the sidelines, Eddie Edwards unleashed a flurry of strikes on Hendry, including chops and a clothesline. Despite Hendry's attempts to fight back, Eddie maintained control by targeting his eyes and mouth, taunting the crowd in the process. However, Hendry managed to turn the tide with a series of clotheslines and a fall-away slam, which sending Eddie reeling. The action spilled to the outside, where Hendry continued to pummel Eddie, culminating in a cutter that caught Eddie off his guard. As the match intensified, Eddie regained the momentum with a clothesline from the top rope, only to be met by Hendry. A fierce struggle ensued, with Eddie delivering a headbutt that briefly stunned Hendry. But Hendry recovered by executing another fall-away slam from the top rope. That was impressive. I love seeing the fall-away slam. That was his signature move when he first arrived, which didn't impress a lot of people. But now it's like one of his standard signature moves before his main finishes. It really has a lot more. But anytime we see any move like that done off the top rope, it's just even more wow factor. It's be it a superplex or fall-away slam. It's just incredible. Great old school wrestling moves.
Yeah.
The back and forth continued, with Hendry attempting a powerbomb, only for Edwards to counter with a superplex into a Tiger Driver. Despite this devastating move, Hendry managed to kick out, showcasing his resilience. In the final dramatic moment, Eddie went for a signature Boston knee party, but Hendry countered it with a standing ovation, one of the most brilliant standing ovations I've seen from him for a while. That the delay before he slammed Eddie Edwards into the mat, time slowed down as he was driving Eddie into the mat. That's so wow! Oh my God, this is going to be the end of the match, and then he beats the match and the system retreat, with Hendry the victor.
Well, like Norbert said when he beat Moose last year, he's beaten Eddie Edwards. He's beaten these former heavyweight champions.
Yeah.
So, like,
he's beaten Brian Myers, former digital
Yeah.
media champion. In fact, he beat Myers to become digital media champion.
I think, like, as mad as it sounds, we've kind of got to get Joe Hendry as the heavyweight title.
Oh yeah, he's destined for world title, definitely for the Xplosion title, and then up to world title. That's in a couple of years' time.
I'd love. I mention it now and then, but I'd love for Joe Hendry to do the option C.
Yeah,
because he's the kind of guy who's got that in-ring support and stuff like that, and that bravado. And if he had the X Division title, and then was able to cash it in, I'd love to see him as the double champion as well.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? Like, have both titles, but who knows? Who knows? Like, when that's going to happen, and who will have the heavyweight title at that time.
But we then go right backstage where Moose is seen continuing his search for Matt Hardy when suddenly the Broken One has emerged. Wonderful. I am Moose. I am inevitable. The two engage in a backstage brawl with Moose gaining the upper hand by striking Matt in the face with a steel chair, similar to how he finished off Nick Nemeth, or we thought he finished off Nick Nemeth. TNA goes off air with Matt Hardy laying unconscious. This again leaves the door open. Is Matt Hardy going to be cleared to wrestle now for against all odds? What's that? Is Matt Hardy going to be injured? Is someone else going to come in to back Matt Hardy up because Ryan and Nick Nemeth have got to deal with Eddie Edwards and Brian Myers? So it leaves the door open for. It was a nice way to finish the night. Really, just see Matt shut up for those who don't like Matt Hardy. But for me, it was just like a brutal finish to make Moose look strong, even though the system has suffered a loss. It's like Moose's problems are now separate from the system even more.
Yeah.
Just what Moose said when the system started, that their problems are their problems, regardless. Together we have a system, but when we have our problems, they are our problems. And which was something that, which I always thought was good. And before we go on to what's coming up this week, please take the time to share the show and give us a like, guys, if you have enjoyed what you've heard so far, if you've managed to put up with what I've had to say so far. But please help promote the channel. The Bison will be back in a couple of weeks, so you'll have to deal with me next week too. But hopefully,
it's going to look fabulous.
Hopefully,
teeth, hair, tits, the works.
hopefully the nerves will have settled down a bit more next week when I'm back on the host for next week.
Mate, you're smashing it. We're doing absolutely fine.
Anyhow, we go on to TNA this Thursday, obviously the 20th anniversary of TNA Impact. We have, in no particular order. What the hell's an order? We have in no particular order.
Wonderful.
My English is fucked, and I'm. we have
that Matt Hardy clip ready, and just if you cock up, just throw in a wonderful. Everyone will love it. I can go through the matches for a sec if you want. So we got TNA Impact on Thursday. We got Jordynne Grace versus Allysin Kay for the Knockouts World Title. That's gonna be kick ass. Like let's be honest.
Yeah, that's gonna be good.
Allysin Kay can really go as well, so that's gonna be wicked. Laredo Kid versus AJ Francis. Don't write it off. I reckon that'll be a banger of a match. Yeah. I reckon that's gonna be one to watch as well, because that'll develop into the storyline and stuff. And AJ Francis, like, not being funny, he's had the Cheez-It title. It's about time he had a proper title. Yeah. I'm not talking down Cheez-Its, of course, but Gisele Shaw's return as well. Like, Gisele Shaw, this character development. Where's she going with this? She's not going to have her entourage, or is she? I don't know. I do miss a couple of her entourage, but I forget.
I miss Savannah Evans.
Yeah, that's the one, Savannah Evans. Like, she could have been like a dominant force, but I don't know. Maybe we could have a multi-gender tag team and have Savannah Evans and Con. That'd be pretty. A pretty good tag team. the Ball of Speed, Speedball Mountain versus and Trent Seven, sorry, versus Campaign Singh and Mustafa Ali. So I'm interested on how that works, because Champagne Singh is renowned for, like, his cock-ups, shall we say, and his comedy acts and his bravado and stuff. So hopefully he doesn't let Mustafa Ali down. I would like Speedball Mountain to get the W, but who knows? Con getting carried through the match by Jake something next week. Sorry, it's tomorrow night. And in brackets, you've got Danny Luna versus Tasha Steeles, question mark. Explain your reasons.
I'm questioning, is that going to be either on Xplosion, or is that going to be added onto the card? Because it was mentioned that it's coming up soon. And we also have Frankie Kazarian versus Nick Nemeth this week as well. I forgot to add that onto the card. I looked on TNA's website before we came online for the show to just check I got all the matches, and we have got Kazarian versus Nick Nemeth as well. So what a banger of a show we got for tomorrow night. And to answer Mir's question, I will be watching Battleground on Sunday. I will be catching it up on Monday. I'll see, because or at least I want to check out Jordynne Grace's match at least, but I might as well watch the whole thing out of respect. And it's just I'm actually interested to see some of the other talent too, to get to know everybody, because it's be a bit callous of me just wash everything aside. I don't want to be disrespectful, and I don't intend to be disrespectful. I just tend to be a bit of a twat sometimes. So anyway, that's all we've got for this week, guys. Thanks for sticking by for so long, and please, if you want to support the channel, please feel free to give us a super sticker, or head over to prowrestlingtees.com/total nonstop impact for some great shirts. So head over to our exclusive Spreadshirt merch store. Links, of course, are below. All TNI shows are available for all you Listen on the Go fans via SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes, or wherever you listen to your favorite shows. You can find the Joker at JOK empty space on Twitter, or you can look for #empty space, #into the void, or fancy to take your replacements and you send your humor, #daily giggle on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. But approach with an open mind, and you just might keep your sanity. And where can we find you, Craig?
Pretty much, if you're watching, it's on those bits there. I've got LimpstarUK on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. I'm on, flirting around all three of those systematically throughout any given day. And currently on X, I'm Network Stooge. I might change my name to LimpstarUK. I'm not sure, but I've got some followers and stuff on there. If you want to follow me, obviously I'll follow you back. We can chat, between shows and stuff. I don't mind. The worst I can do is just not get back to you. But yeah, it's I'm all about on the socials and stuff, so it's all good fun.
Okay, and with that being said, please feel free to let me get the script back up because I've bloody forgotten the line already. Please help us take the time. Oh Christ, I'm going to start giggling throughout this now. Please take the time and help us moving up the rankings on YouTube by giving us a thumbs up. If you're new to us and you like what you see, or you at least tolerated it enough, then please feel free to hit the subscribe button down below. And don't forget to give the bell a tickle, a squeeze, or a smash to never miss any of the TNI-UK or, of course, the US team's great TNA-related content every week. And don't forget to tune in to tomorrow night for the TNI-US team post show after TNA Impact Wrestling has been on air. with all that being said, eventually, I have been the Joker. He has been LimpstarUK. This has been episode 184 of Impacted. And thank you guys. Take care, everybody.
Cheers, guys.
And of course, it's not. I'll try that again. Thank you guys and take care.